Hey, what's going on, guys? Got a new impact driver. I'm really excited. This thing is so light, it's unbelievable. Let me just go over a couple of the specs. This is the DCF885 impact driver. Quarter-inch impact driver. Runs off their 20-volt max platform. It goes up to 28 RPMs. It has 1,400 inch-pounds of torque. It's 5.55 in length, so from here to here, and it's 2.8 pounds. So I can't express enough how light it is. Just using it real quick, very, very impressed. And what's awesome, the great thing about Dewalt, also let me show you real quick. It's got 3 LED lights right here. So, it's kind of their entry-level impact, but, a lot of these entry-level impacts don't have these 3 LED lights in the front, so I'm glad that DeWalt added that to this tool. And like I said, the one major thing I love about DeWalt is their one-hand anvil here. Pretty much stick it in, you're ready to go. Ready to go. Look at it. This is just a, it has 1 speed on it. You can hook up a belt clip right here. It's real nice, and like I said, just to take it out, you pull out. I'm going to try to do this with one hand. Now that the light is on. I could do it with one hand. Let me try. Now I feel like I got to try doing it. But I do got to hold the base. So, one hand in, one hand out. So, it's a great, cool system. It's really light. I got it hooked up to the 3 amp hour battery, but it comes with a 2 amp hour battery, and you don't really need a 3 amp hour battery. You want to keep this tool as light as you can. It's 2.8 pounds. You start adding a pound battery to it, now you're up to almost 4 pounds. So, it comes with the 2 amp hour. I recommend that. You're going to get plenty. You can go through the whole day with a 2 amp hour battery. It has some great rubber parts on it, so if it does fall, some rubber, some moldings around, points where it could fall, all around the top here, the grip. It fits really nice in your hand. I gotta say, DeWalt, this is one of the most comfortable impacts that I have. 1,400 inch-pounds of torque is a little bit on the light side, but again, most of them are around 1,500 now. That extra 100, it's equals, 8 foot-pounds, so it's not a big deal, and it is just so small in this area. It's almost like it's almost like a 12 volt with a 20 volt, with 20 volt power. So, like I said, I haven't really used it. I'm gonna do a quick little vid of me using it with certain applications, nothing major. Hopefully, when I do my Impact Wars, we'll be able to see it a little bit better in action. But I am going to show you a couple things, see what it can do. But they're the most comfortable hand tools, impacts on the market, in my mind. Are they the best performing? They're up there, but I'm really, really happy with this impact. Comfort-wise, and power-wise. So it's a great. Let me get it going. We're going to do a couple little things with it, nothing major, and you guys can see it in action. Okay, so we're going to attempt to put in this 4.5 inch 1/4 hex lag bolt here. Shouldn't have any problem. Just trying to find a spot here. Let's tighten this up. Alright, here we go. So it did it pretty easily. You know, it's only got one speed, so it was on its max speed. But yeah, it put it in there pretty quick. I'm pretty happy. I'll try doing a screw or two here also. Let me show taking it out here. Okay, that's smoking, baby. I am noticing it's getting a little bit hot right here, but that's very normal. But like I said, let me try doing a couple other applications. All right, so here we are. Just gonna do a 2.5, 3-inch galvanized deck screw. I got this long extension, you know, star bit on it. Want to see how it does with something like this. I just banged it in with this little with this lag bolt here, just so it doesn't get too messy here. That is nice. That is awesome. I can't say enough about it. It is really powerful. I really like it. Yeah. You know, it's a great entry-level tool. If you want to get into the Dewalt line, get this kit. You're going to have 2 batteries with it. It's just a real great starting if you're going to need an impact. It's one of the best ones, I think, to start with. The price is a little higher than others. I mean, yeah, you can get into the Makita Impact with a 3 amp hour battery for like 99 bucks. This is probably going to cost you, I think, $149. So you're going to pay a premium. But I really think it outperforms that Makita. And I love Makita. So this really impressed me. So any comments or questions, just put them on the bottom. Hopefully, like I said, we're going to put this up to some more, you know, featured type of applications. You know, I'm going to try to do some lag nuts, take some lag nuts off the car, lug nuts off a car, try to, you know, put it in some cold conditions and see how it does, and you know, different stuff like that. So, and we're going to drive some bigger lag bolts in, you know, maybe go into some 3/8, maybe 5-inch lag bolts, stuff like that. So check it out. But great entry level impact. Any comments or questions, just hit me up.